Okay, hey America.
Mr. Knotts, are you gonna note your appearance? You're gonna need to put the phone down. I can't see you.
This phone is staying right on you. Because House of Delegates, what you need to understand,
I don't know if he's muted
when
or
you
not.
have the meeting,
I'm assuming he is.
this here is the woman. This here. Okay, I pressed the unmuting button. House of Delegates, this woman here is the one who did the unconstitutional act, removing me from the courtroom. That is unconstitutional. The defendant is to be present. But notice, America and House of Delegates, she did that right when I mentioned that she has breast cancer. And then the other attorney, Chris Wilson, he kicked me off when I went in his office and I said, you know what? You need a facial lift and you need your gray hair fixed because you look old and disgusting and you're losing customers that way. And he threw me out because I said that. But they can sit there and bash my head injury just because I expose all the Social Security fraud and the Medicaid fraud that the state of West Virginia is doing on hundreds of victims.
Hold on. Is she muted?
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar.
Oh, God.
She is now following the Muslim law.
You know.
And it's good, you know. She now realized from the last video that she is not a god, and she has to wear it.
You guys are fine, and I heard him talking, but I couldn't tell in what context.
Well, you've not experienced what we've all gone through for the last year.
Yeah, that man there, he needs a dementia evaluation.
And I'm trying to unmute her.
Monica, that old ragged woman,
Well, that's what
gray-haired, ugly woman,
if she can hear.
she needs evaluation for Alzheimer's. And then the other persecutor, they're all trying to cover up the West Virginia fraud, America. What's going on? The state of West Virginia is...
Me now.
Unmute.
Monica hung up.
Unmuting. I thought it unmuted.
Oh, no.
But what is going on?
He keeps unmuting himself. I don't understand how he can do that.
What's going on here?
I should be able to control
These
that.
dirty witches right here are trying to keep Medicaid fraud and Social Security fraud going on.
I'm going to get through this.
What the state... I am going to. I'm doing an introduction to my viewers.
I can, Monica. I apologize. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so what they're doing right now is they want the Social Security fraud and Medicaid fraud going on. They are signing people up who are inmates in West Virginia on Social Security fraud in order to steal Medicaid fraud in all the people's names.
Probably direct some questions to his attorney. This is State of West Virginia versus Zachary Knotts, 20F273, 20M103. John Sullivan is appearing by video on behalf of Mr. Knotts, who also appears by video. Chris Kavaniak is appearing.
Sounds like he needs a mental evaluation with just that name.
On behalf of the prosecuting attorney's office.
She is the one that admits on page 95, House of Delegates, to false imprisoning somebody for life over a $20 bill theft. This is the one you're seeing right here.
This is the second time, that
I'm ready to take a plea. I am ready to take a plea. Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to listen to my pleading?
Your Honor, I don't know if I have any productive suggestions for you. I know that Mr. Knotts has received a copy of the indictment, that he understands.
I am ready to take a pleading. I am ready to take a pleading. I, the defendant...
I'd like to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, but I think that the basics for an arraignment require that the judge personally ensure that the defendant understands the charges, enters a plea of not guilty, and wanted to waive.
That is, the indictments do not mean anything anymore in the precedential case Zachary Knotts versus the state of West Virginia.
All he's doing is continuing to unmute me. I'm going to try to talk to him Mr. Knotts, are you going to participate meaningfully in this arraignment?
What is it? Hold up. I'm going to ask you a question. What's an arraignment for? Indictments do not mean anything anymore in the state of West Virginia.
You're not here to ask me questions.
With the precedential case, Zachary Knotts versus the state of West Virginia, 19-0304. Supreme Court of West Virginia has ruled indictments do not mean anything.
I've never had to deal with somebody at this level.
Here's my pleading. My pleading is,
I don't know why I can't.
go ahead and speak. I'll give you your time if you're going to give me my time. I'm doing an introduction.
I'm gonna have to probably disconnect him. I mean, he's obstructing the entire proceeding.
Well, you were obstructing justice last time when you didn't have a face mask on. So you caused last time's problem.
He is.
Ooh, I put her in her place. Look, and look what happens, America.
Unruly.
I'm going to remain silent now, and it's your time to go.
Or he is just an outright obstructionist.
You were an obstructionist last time. You were endangering the public with your COVID.
Chris has filed this motion to revoke bond. Obviously, it wasn't noticed, but it came yesterday. I got it today, but I can't even get him through an arraignment.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
He's still muted, but he'll manage to unmute himself here in a minute. And I'm going to have to
I am ready.
guidance.
I am ready. I am ready. You can speak your words, and I'll remain silent, and then I'm going to do my speech. I was doing an introduction for my viewers of the Unlawful Carrie Webster.
You're not going to do this.
Well, the public's going to see you.
Mr. Knotts, you understand this is your last chance to try to get through this arraignment.
Okay, let's go. I will remain silent.
To do so, let's have an arraignment.
I will remain silent, and she can blurt her obstructing justice words out that is completely unlawful.
You know what? I can choose to act like you or just inform you that your decorum or lack thereof is out of order.
A delay of justice is a denial of justice.
Do you want to be arraigned, or I'm just going to hold you in contempt and issue a capias, and there'll be officers
We're right in
from
front of her.
here on
She's going
up
to order that.
arrest you.
Go ahead and do your thing.
If I can do so without interruption, I assume that I'm asking you that you have reviewed with your attorney the indictment and understand that there are multiple counts in the indictment. John, I have listed on my notes that counts 1, 3, 5, and 7 relate to retaliation against a public.
When you're going to get a sex offending judge, it is retaliation in the uncivil state of West Virginia. Sex offender, child porn production judges, it's unlawful to go get their records.
Harassing telephone calls.
Oh yeah, and the people that punish judges and attorneys, America, go and press criminal charges on you when you're going to get child porn production judges' records.
So, Mr. Knotts, you understand the nature of the charges, and if you do, please advise. And Mr. Sullivan says that you are going to enter a plea of not guilty to these counts.
Wrong.
And I need for you to advise that.
Here is what I'm pleading. Defendant has completed hospitalization. Case can be closed. West Virginia Supreme Court precedential case 19-0304 has ruled that indictments do not mean anything and never have to come to an end. Call up your bosses, the Supreme Court judges. If my felony from 10 years ago can end that way, I'll go to the emergency room for one night somewhere. It does not specify what hospitalization was completed, and the case can be closed. That's a new thing. Indictments do not mean anything anymore. The United States Supreme Court did not accept me.
Thank that. This is either going to go towards a competency evaluation for you.
You are the one that needs the competency evaluation. My 10-year-old felony.
You told me you wanted to proceed.
I do, and I'm taking that pleading. If the West Virginia Supreme Court will not end a felony, a disposition of an indictment from 10 years ago, the same thing is going to happen here. Defendant has completed hospitalization. Case can be closed. I'll go to the emergency room tomorrow and I walk free.
Okay, so are you entering a plea of guilty or not guilty?
Neither. Defendant has completed hospitalization. Case can be closed. That is the end of a felony now.
Okay, I've muted him.
There has never been a disposition. There has never been a disposition of an indictment. How do you like to plead?
I'm so sorry that I can't control this. I'll be getting a hold of the Supreme Court about why I cannot control it.
Well, get a hold of the Supreme Court with the pleading I just took.
I know, we know that.
Your Honor,
You know, how are you supposed... These people here are the ones
referring
that need
to
the help.
West Virginia Supreme Court case dealing with his own case that he was unsatisfied with.
Unsatisfied? There never has been a disposition of the indictment. There never has been a disposition of the indictment. They do not mean anything
Go ahead.
in the state of West Virginia.
Being silent, be taken as a not guilty.
I am pleading. I completed hospitalization. Case can be closed. 190304. My audience, below this video will be the final order. There has never been a disposition. There's...
The other side of that is that he doesn't, or is incapable of comprehending.
Hold up. Who's incapable? I am taking the pleading that I had from 10 years ago. Defendant completed hospitalization. Case can be closed. You are the one who needs a mental evaluation. West Virginia Supreme Court has ruled that felonies never come to an end.
As soon as I get off the phone, it's going to be with the Supreme Court to figure out how I can't control this.
You're going to control... I'm pleading what they said can be an ending, America.
Chris is,
I've never had a disposition of an indictment from 10 years ago.
I mean, he is such an obstructionist that
I'm an obstructionist. She was obstructing justice last time and caused a big disruption.